Hello and welcome to my channel once again. I appreciate you wherever you're joining me from. If you have not subscribed to my channel, please kindly subscribe to my channel. Click the notification bell so that you're notified each time I upload a video. You can join me on the comment section and say your mind, express your views, whatever contribution you have to make. I appreciate it. Those of you who are joining me from Africa, Asia, America, Europe, Australia, thank you very much for those who have subscribed. Please do find it easy to click the notification bell so that you'll be notified each time my video comes up, and I will continue to bring you information on things that are happening around the world, more especially Africa, Southeast Nigeria. I will always bring it to your doorstep. Today, I'm bringing you some information again on things that are happening in Nigeria, and today we are still going to discuss about the Asaba declaration. Remember, the recent meeting that was held by the Southern governors has been nicknamed Asaba Declaration. That is what it's called this time. So we are going to talk about the Asaba Declaration. Since that very declaration was made by the Northern governors, there has been a lot of attack from different angles. People are having different opinions. So many people are talking down on the governors. Many attacks coming from all angles, more especially from the northern side of the country. These are the people who have been holding their meeting all along, taking their decisions, doing what they like on their zone. Nobody disturbs them. But for the fact that the southern governors have come together to find a lasting solution to the problem of insecurity and other issues, now they are jittery. A lot of attack is coming. We are going to dissect more especially one of the governors who came out recently to speak, Governor of Kogi State, Bello. You all know Bello, the governor of Kogi State, one of the youngest governor we have that is serving right now. This man has been so insensible and so irresponsible in his leadership in Kogi State. During his election, we knew that he ringed himself into office. A lot of people lost their life, including a very popular PDP member was burnt. A woman was killed in her home. So many bad things happened during the time of the election. And this man is coming out to talk down on the southern governors and speak trash. He had decided to change the issue. He is saying that the meeting was against Mohammadu Buhari, that whatever decision they're taking there is against Mohammadu Buhari. He is pretending to be able to favor the North. We know he is one of those who is attending the Northern Governors meeting. And he knows very well that they have been holding their meeting and saying several things there. But all of a sudden, now he's coming against the Southern Governors. We are going to digest everything he has to say in his very interview with the Channel Television. But before then, let us listen to him once again, what he has to say to Channel Television. Then we will come back and digest everything that he has said.
I have joining me on the program tonight the governor of Kogi State, Governor Bello. He joins us from Lauched, the capital of Kogi State. Thank you so much, Your Excellency, for joining us tonight on the program. Let me get your position or your view on the declaration, the Asaba Declaration of the Southern governors and their position. What are your views on it?
Thank you very much, Mr. Shehu Kimbaloye. Good evening to all Nigerians and other viewers across the world. And let me use this opportunity to wish each and every one of us Barka da Sallah. Straight to your point, the Asaba Declaration. Shehu, I am speaking as an individual. I am not speaking on behalf of Northern Governors Forum, and I am not speaking on behalf of anybody. I'm speaking as an individual. Let me caution each and every one of us, leaders across board, including governors, and all of the leaders across Nigeria, that we should be careful about the words we use when we come on national television. When we're talking of security, unity, and cohesion of Nigeria, as leaders and as politicians, we should be very careful about the words we use when we are addressing these various topical issues. Let me tell you, Mr. Shehu, that when we talk of restructuring or the various demands or resolutions put across by my colleagues from the South, they are quite germane and they are entitled to their opinion, and I so respect it. But let me tell you, when it is tilted or when it appears as if you are fighting President Mohammadu Buhari, our father and our president, we are all getting it wrong. because we got to where we are today as a result of maladministration of successive administrations, not just President Mohammadu Buhari. If we should sit down to mention what he has achieved, what he has not achieved up to this moment, I maintain and I continue to say that he has done greatly. But do we need to do more? Are there other areas to improve upon? Yes, there are several. But it is not a one-man job. It is our collective responsibilities. From president to governors to ministers to traditional rulers to religious leaders and everybody, each and every one of us. There has been collective failure in administration and in governance across board. That is where we are today. So let's not just blame it on the federal government alone or call him Mr. President alone. Let me tell you, when we talk of restructuring, Mr. President believes in restructuring. I believe in restructuring. All of us believe in restructuring. But when we're talking of restructuring, from what angle to where? What, within which context? I'll describe my own context about restructuring. That first, from what Mr. President have done, by ensuring signing Order 10, granting autonomy to both local governments, to legislatures, to judiciary, that is restructuring. How many of us today are practicing all of this in our states? How many of us today have given full autonomy to the local governments? Mr. President have signed it. And when we're talking of restructuring, is it balkanization of Nigeria? Or in which context? We leaders today, let us look inward. Let us look inward, Mr. Sheung.
So let me
what are we doing right? What are we doing wrong?
Yeah. So from your point of view, you say you're speaking for yourself, but from that declaration in Asaba, from your view, you think that that was something that looks like was against President Buhari?
You see, at any point in time, there's a failure, even in our homes as fathers and as family homes. Members. We blame it on Mr. President. That is the tune that it is taken. Mr. President came up with several programs to ensure that, look, this open grazing system of a thing is curtailed. But it was largely criticized in the media and from several other leaders, calling Mr. President names, allowing, Mr. President wants to colonize the country. Well, so many things, including livestock, transformation program. All of it failed. Is it Mr. President that is going to go to various states to ensure that this particular program succeeds? In Kogi, for instance, immediately after Mr. President came up with that program, I am the first state governor to prepare land for the takeoff of that program. Up to now, nobody is looking the way of Kogi State. So is it the fault of Mr. President?
Okay.
And it's not my fault either.
Yeah.
That's so why at any point in time, I'm always saying that, look, leaders across board have in one way or the other betrayed the trust reposed in them, either by Mr. President or by Nigerians. So let's not heap it on Mr. President alone. So there are people in the authorities today that have decided on their own to betray the trust. Let's leave it at that. And again, let me tell you, when you're talking of restructuring, let me tell you once again about my own definition of restructuring, Mr. Sheung. Let's restructure and allow the younger generation take over the leadership of this country. At the level at where from certain quarters where restructuring is sounding so loud, let's look back into history. Let's look into their performance. Let's look into their record. How have they been able to perform while they were given position of authority in this country? And some of us that are even in position of authority today, how much have we taken the people seriously by implementing programs that touches on the life of the people? And how much have we taken the life of our citizens seriously? How much have we accounted for what we have been entrusted with so far?
All right.
Are we going to
let me quickly, apologies to cut in. Yeah, so apologies to cutting, Governor. You said you embraced the issue of the open grazing, and when it came out at first, you were one of those who came up to embrace it. But like your other governors who banned open grazing, legislate laws to support that, why haven't you banned open grazing in Kogi State?
I have not banned open grazing in Kogi State because yet there's no provision for ranching yet. There's no provision for ranching. Should I send the millions of Fulani people that are living their normal lives, that have been living with us peacefully over the years? Should I send them away? Rather, let me devise a way of integrating them by ensuring that the conflict between farmers and herders does not exist. I inherited that problem in Kogi State. I have solved it with the cooperation of my traditional rulers, with the youths, with women, with farmers, and even the Fulanis themselves. We know that the land is no longer enough, but we can accommodate each other within the limited of what we have. We can't just send them out. A lot of the Fulanis that have been driven from the south, I am not in any way, criticizing those who enacted law of banning open grazing. Of course, open grazing is outdated, is archaic. But we met a system that has failed. We must be able to manage it in such a way, or to the extent that we will be able to come up with that ranching. Look, it is not going, it's a business, let me tell you, Kimberley. It is not about Fulanis or not Fulanis. Look, there are several other non-Fulanis that are rearing cattle. Majority of these, our leaders, have millions of cattle taken care of by Fulanis, by non-Fulanis alike. So we shouldn't just heap it on Fulanis. So what we did in Kogi State is to accommodate them. We accommodate them in our governance system, from local to the state level, in our community level. We accommodated them in every decision we're going to make. Let me tell you, in every traditional council at all levels, Fulanis are well represented. Farmers are well represented. Youth and women are well represented. These people have been living for ages together, and they understand each other, and they have been benefiting each other.
Before
we are seeing today.
Sorry.
The upsurge
So what I was going to ask you in relation to that open grazing issue, because we are due for break, but just a quick one. 24 state government at least have applied for the special grant earmarked for the establishment of ranches by the federal government. Why is your state not interested in this?
I am so much interested. I did say that I am the first to register our interest in that ranching program. In fact, starting from the former Minister of Agriculture, we were the first that register our interest. So that is the politics we are talking of. Even the 24 states that have been earmarked, how many have taken off? That is the politics. That is still the betrayal of trust that we are talking of. And let me tell you, the upsurge in the current insecurity, especially as it relates to farmers, herders, crisis, let me tell you, majority of it are political in nature. They are political. Look, I am a governor, a sitting governor. Practically right now, majority, millions of those that are being sent away from Southwest, from Southeast, and other places are residing in Kogi State here. We accommodated them, and they themselves and our farmers are cohabiting. I am not saying that it is perfect, there's perfect relationship, but we have been able to manage it excellently.
If I may ask you, you said you quite don't agree with some of the points your colleagues made, because from what the inference I could make is that some of it look political and it looks like they're against President Mohammadu Buhari, but some of these governors are governors of the APC extraction. In fact, the person who chaired that meeting is a governor of the APC. So when you're hearing governors from your political party, leaders from your political party expressing their frustration about the situation of things in the country, does it raise a question about the capacity of your party, the APC, to deliver on its promises, or the capacity of your political party, APC, to govern this country?
Thank you, Mr. Shaw. Like I said earlier, I am not speaking on behalf of any group or anybody. I'm not speaking on behalf of APC or northern state governors. I I did say that I respect their decision, but we should be cautious about the way we go about making certain demands or putting some words out there. For crying out loud, Mr. Sheon, we can't go out there and criticize certain things that the federal government is doing today. Meanwhile, within our state, we're not doing what we're supposed to do as governors to ensure that, look, there's good governance. So you can't, that is just my point. I am not saying that, look, what they're demanding is wrong, or no, you are criticizing them, they shouldn't go ahead and make their demands. Yes, but I am saying we should be cautious about the way we go about what we are demanding. Look, Nigeria first before we talk of North or South. That is why most of the time I don't even believe in Northern, this particular region, that particular region, making this demand or the other. Because these are leaders that will come out to talk to Nigerians, make Nigerians believe in them. But behind the scene, we know what goes on. We know what goes on behind the scene.
But it appears that some of it...
That, look,
okay,
we shouldn't be deceiving Nigerians.
Yeah, so it appears that a lot of your colleagues are voicing out, and for a long time, maybe some of them are not talking, and they are now talking. For example, in a recent interview, the governor of Plateau said, Governor Lalong said, and I quote him now, "But there are limits to what we can do. The command that we do, if I am the general officer commanding, I should be the general officer commanding, not the general officer that will command, and the person you command will say, I need to get command from somewhere. All these are very important." End of quote. Those are the words attributed to Governor of Plateau State, Governor Lalong. It appears that he's frustrated about the issue of the handling of security. Do you have a total control of the security of your state? Because your state is not insulated on the issue of the security. A commissioner was abducted in your state recently too.
I am not a spokesperson of Governor Lalong, my senior brother, and he's doing excellently well within the limit of his own state, within the challenges that he's facing in Plateau State. I am not his spokesperson, but I respect him for what he has done, the achievement he has achieved in Plateau State, for that matter. In Kogi State, I am in charge. In Kogi State, I have the full cooperation of my law enforcement agencies. They didn't come from the moon. The last kidnap that took place, or that the abduction of my commissioner and the chairman, did not take place in Kogi State. Let me correct that impression. It did not take place in Kogi State. It took place in my neighboring state, one of my neighboring states. And as I speak with you, the local government chairman have regained his freedom. And I am telling you that very soon we are going to apprehend all those that participated in that kidnapping or in that abduction and assassination of my commissioner for pension. But let me tell you, I am governing Kogi State. I inherited a state that was largely divided, that was more or less like capital city of crimes and criminalities. In Kogi State today, we are safe, we are secured, and we are doing our best to ensure that we have it absolutely. It is not absolute now. We still have much more to do, and there are still sometimes pockets of criminals that will come to Kogi State and strike and run away. But we don't have state actors. Nobody knows any inch of Kogi State today. You go and you see a non-state actor carrying arms against the country. None at all. Our law enforcement agencies in Kogi State here are cooperating and doing excellently well. They don't need to take command from their boss from Abuja before they do the right thing, before they listen to me to ensure that there's law and order in Kogi State. So we are doing it. We are handling, and we are doing very well in Kogi State here. So
all right,
anybody is
also
in charge, well, he has his own reason for not being in charge in his own state. But in Kogi State here, I am fully in charge.
Okay, so quickly, let me ask you this too. For the Afenifere leader, we say, don't think about 2023 elections just yet. Restructure Nigeria now. Do you think that the president should heed the call for a national dialogue for Nigeria of ethnic nationalities, as some people have suggested, to come together, or to restructure, to heed the call like governors and some of these leaders have asked?
I sincerely appreciate the position, and I respect the position and view of our brothers from the southern or the southwestern part of this country. for calling for a structure. Mr. President has heeded to it severally. He has granted the autonomy of the judiciary, granted the autonomy of the legislature, granted the autonomy of the local government by going ahead to sign all the executive orders. Also, national conference, national dialogue. We have our representatives from the Senate to the reps to the various House of Assemblies. For crying out loud, we elected them to represent us. It is not just enough for Mr. President to say, oh, Nigerians should come and let's begin to dialogue. We have each and every one of these. And there has been several dialogues and conferences which the reports are gathering dust today. What stops from the National Assembly, come up with the document, deliberate on it, and come up with your position and forward it to Mr. President and wait for Mr. President to agree to it or not. These are the things that we are talking about. And
so, Governor,
at various levels.
We need to wrap up the conversation.
Whatever we are, yes, thank you. At various levels, whatever we are demanding, especially at governorship level, let us make sure we practice it at home.
But
demanding for zoning, let's make sure we start the zoning from home.
Okay, so you said that
let's make sure there's equity from home.
That President Buhari had restructured Nigeria.
Let's make sure that there's fairness at home.
Yeah, Governor.
We are demanding for good governance. Let's start the good governance from our home.
Governor, you're saying that President Buhari has restructured Nigeria, but it does look like maybe that's not the kind of restructure some people are looking forward to. But let's wrap up now. I would like you to ask you some personal questions about your political ambition. Some of your friends are asking you to contest for president in 2023. Do you have that ambition?
Nigerians, the youth and women and all Nigerians, including very objective elites, are asking me to run for president in 2023. And I believe it is high time that we look into capacity, who can do the job, who is going to unify this country. And I think they are seeing something in me that they're asking me to come and unite and fix this country. My answer will be in affirmative in a few time from now. I want to urge each and every one of us that are urging me to come and run to be patient.
All right.
Still, it's a work in progress, and by the grace of God, I am not going to disappoint you.
Well, as you have heard from him, you can see that Yaya Bello is very irresponsible. Number one, he was trying to address Mohammadu Buhari as a father. We did not vote in a father. What we voted in was a president. Mohammadu Buhari, if at all he is alive, whoever is there that is claiming to be Mohammadu Buhari, supposed to know that he is a president and not a father. There is nothing that has to do with father issue on this very issue. We are talking about a president, not a father. The moment you begin to look at this man called Mohammadu Buhari as a father, you're going to lose your balance and you cannot hold him responsible for things that he is doing. We have to continue to hold him responsible and talk to him as somebody who has been appointed by the masses to rule. Somebody who has been appointed by the masses to lead. We cannot keep quiet. We cannot say we fold our hands, not talk to him because he's a father. We didn't vote in a father. What we voted in was a president, somebody who is going to run the country and make sure things move on very well. That was the main intention why the election was held. And this man is coming here to talk about a father. This is one of the reasons why people are not taking action, doing what they're supposed to do. Looking down on others. When you bring out a good suggestion, they will say you are a child, you don't know what you're talking about, and they are not going to look into it. So many points that he has made there. He talked about the Ruga settlement, that he was one of the governors that accepted the Ruga settlement first. You accepted the Ruga settlement as one of the first people that accepted it, but up to date, for how many years now, you have not been able to establish a Ruga in your own state. Kogi states have no Ruga up to now. They have not established it. If you are so interested and you wanted to establish it, what are you waiting? Why haven't you established all this while since you said you are one of the first people that accepted the Ruga when it was pronounced? And up to today, none of you, no northern governor have established any Ruga anywhere. Only deceiving people and trying to cause mayhem and trouble all the time. These are people who have always refused to take responsibility. Each time they want to talk, they begin to refer us back to the previous government. If the previous government was good, why did you remove Juglo Jonathan? You said that the government wasn't good. That was why you overthrew it, that you're going to bring change. The change we are going to bring was to bring things and make things look better, not to look worse. But from every indices, from every indication, things have gone worse than it was ever. The insecurity is so bad, it cannot be mentioned. The whole northern zone have been occupied by bandits and terrorists. Are you talking about the economy? The economy has been bastardized. There's nothing to write home about the economy anymore. You have resorted into up to the extent of printing money. And inflation is everywhere in Nigeria. And these people are still coming out to tell us how good Mohammadu Buhari is. And the funniest thing is that this man that is saying this thing is somebody who is trying to aspire to be a president in 2023. These are the kind of people you have in M of affairs in a country that you are telling me that is going to work. How will this kind of a country survive in the hand of people like this? When people like this Kogi state governor have that gut to come out and speak and say he's speaking on behalf of people, that people are calling him to contest for election, how can someone in his right sense be calling somebody like the Kogi state governor, Bello, to contest for election? Listening to what he had just said, he was talking about accommodating the Fulanis and giving them a proper representation in every state. How can you talk about accommodating Fulanis, whom you told us that these people are foreigners? They are foreigners. You are telling us to accommodate them, and not only accommodate them, include them in every affairs in the state. How is that possible? Are Fulanis only the ones living in Nigeria? It is very clear and known by everyone that if you go to every state in Nigeria, after the introduction of that state, the next highest population is the Igbos. How many Igbos have you been able to put in your office, in your governance in Kogi State? How many Igbos in the whole of the north? How many Igbos are holding offices in the whole of the north? How many of them have you included in your governance? How many Yorubas have you included in your governance? Not just the Igbos. How many Ijos have you included in your governance? Every other ethnic group in Nigeria, they don't matter. You are talking about inclusiveness with the Fulanis. Try to include Fulanis in everything you are doing in every state. That is the kind of inclusiveness you are talking about. Accepting those people you told us that these people are foreigners, not minding that they are bandits. They have come to kill, to maim and destroy. You are telling us to accept them and accommodate them. Not only that, to put them in every affairs in things that we are doing. To give them a proper representation. How can you give such evil men proper representation? Whereby other ethnic groups in that very country, we have the Igbos, the Yoruba, the Ijaw, the Efik, the BPO, the Middle Belt, all other groups. They are all over the country. Why are you not giving them a proper representation in the states? You have not talked about it. You are talking about the Fulanis. Fulanis who has nothing to offer. What else are Fulanis doing in that country apart from rearing cows? What contribution do they have to make in that country apart from rearing cows? A cow that cannot even produce a milk that can be able to satisfy the whole country. And you are telling us to include them in represent them in everything that we are doing in the states. How is that possible? The people who are hardworking in the country making meaningful contribution, which are the Igbos, the Yorubas, the Efik, and other tribes, more especially the Igbos, who have the second largest population in every state in that country. You have not talked about including them in representing them properly. You never talked about that. You never talked about their representation. People who contribute economically in every affairs. You go abroad, you see them, you will see only Yorubas and Igbos out there doing very well. You know the amount of money they are remitting Nigeria to support the economy of Nigeria, and yet in all the states nobody is discussing about giving them a proper representation. But here are you talking about representation for Fulanis who have nothing to offer. And this is the kind of person that is aspiring to be a president of the so-called contraption, Nigeria, by 2023. And you tell me that this country is going to survive? You tell me that this kind of country is going to survive? From everything he has said, you can see that these people are bent on destroying this very country and making sure that they impoverish everybody. That is the only plan they have and nothing else. To impoverish everybody. And that is why we cannot be silent. We will keep on talking and we keep on insisting on the right thing to be done. Thank God for the southern governors, and I pray that they don't withdraw from their statement. I pray that they don't chicken out, because we know how Nigeria was. Before you know it, I know those northern governors, they have their friends over there in the south. Before you know it, they begin to divide them, and before you know it, most of them will be pulling out from the very discussion. They will destroy the unity. But I pray that they will stand together and continue to voice out. If they stand together and continue to voice out, at the end of the day, we are going to go to unity, because whatever they are saying is not different from what they are doing in the north. The northern region have their governors meeting, which Yaya Bello is among of them. And I'm going to play to you now a record of one of the governors in the northern governors, Samuel Otom, Governor Samuel Otom of Benue State. He's part of the northern governors, but he came out to speak on behalf of this very southern governor that what they did is right. That the northern governors did the same thing, they are holding the same meeting, and they have the right to hold the meeting. I will play the video for you to listen to what Otom has to say, to tell you that this very man you call Yaya Bello is not fit to be a local government chairman. Let's listen to Governor Otom.
To appreciate my colleagues and the people of the southern part of Nigeria, 17 governors coming together to adopt ranching as the global best practice and the best practice in the southern Nigeria. I commend them. I appreciate them. You have not done anything strange. It is what we started in 2016. And it is what also the Northern Governors Forum met some time ago and adopted. That moving forward in this country, we must adopt ranching. If you have land in your state and you think you can accommodate open grazing, you are free to do that. So it is not anything strange. I'm surprised that some people have taken to criticize and to castigate southern governors. Southern governors have not done anything wrong. You have done the right thing. Anybody that is castigating them for coming together to say that it is no longer feasible to do open grazing in Nigeria, that we should ranch our cattle. Anyone who is castigating you is an evil man or woman with a hidden agenda.
After listening to Governor Otom, you can agree with me that the governors of the South have every right to have their meetings, and their decisions are good and fine. All they are trying to look for is a solution on how things are going to get better. It's not on how to destroy anybody. They are not calling for war or asking anybody to step down or trying to overthrow the government. They came out to issue a communique on a way forward, things to do. And on a way forward, calling the government to come to a round table, sit with the people and talk, dialogue with the people. Not to be on your high horse and begin to issue order to people as if you are talking to your slaves. And someone have the gut to come and talk against these governors who have done nothing else than the normal thing they're supposed to do as governors, as people who represent their people. I don't blame them. It is because for a long time these southern governors have been condoning evil in that country. For a very long time. They were supposed to speak out, but they refuse to speak out. Now that they have gone to speak out, it is seeming as if they are doing something extraordinary. But what they have just said is nothing extraordinary. This is what all their other regions have been doing. This is what the northern region have been doing. The northern governors have been holding this meeting often and on, taking decision, even taking decision on behalf of the whole nation. And the federal government support them and carry the whole decision out without involving anybody. Here somebody will come out to have the guts to talk against the southern governor that whatever decision they are taking there is against Mohammadu Buhari. That the meeting is against the government of Mohammadu Buhari. What has the government of Mohammadu Buhari got to offer? For the past 6 years that they've been in power, what have they got to offer? Compare the past government and this government and see the margin, see the difference. Things have gotten worse than ever. Things has gone to the land of no return. Some of them are still pretending, talking of 2023, which will never come. Nigeria is going to end before 2023, which every one of us know. Thank God that the South are coming together to unite themselves, which is what everybody is supposed to do. The northern region should be busy. They should be busy trying to know how to solve their problem with their bandits. That is what they are supposed to be doing. Not to be destroying the South or not to be attacking the South. The federal government should concentrate on the North, on how they're going to survive over there. Because already, the North has become like Somalia. That is the situation of the North now. And the funniest is that they don't care. They are busy attacking the Southeast, killing the innocent people who are asking for their freedom. And you think that it's going to be well with them. You can't stop it. The time has come when the whole region has to be free and go their separate ways. This is the time. And nobody can stop it. Nobody. All we are asking is for peace, a peaceful resolution of the problem, that everybody will go to their region and be able to establish themselves and grow at their own speed. You don't have to be dragging people down because you don't want to grow and you don't want others to grow. Let people who want to grow continue to grow. If you want to remain stagnant, it's up to you. You can remain stagnant. But don't pull people back. Thank you so much for watching with me. Thank you wherever you're watching from. I appreciate you. If you have any contribution to make, go to the comment section and give your contribution. Whatever you have to offer over there, put it down there. If you agree with me, thank you very much. If you have a contrary opinion to what I have just said, feel free to put it down at the comment section. It's all welcome. Thank you and remember blessed. See you again on the next episode. Remember blessed.